That's what the mother is for. The mother is supposed to be the one reinforcing why the father's doing what he's doing, right? That's what her job is. If not, then what is her job? What
Her
is she
job can
doing?
tell it, but it doesn't replace you.
I
That's the
understand.
thing. I can
I
tell your dad is out working hard for us. You see this house that he got this for us. That feels good, and that's good for me to tell, but it's not going to replace your presence and influence that that child needs.
As a person, and this really happened in my classroom. On the first day, I asked people to tell me about your family. And there was one thing that the three kids who mentioned their father, you know what they said about their fathers? I love my dad because I see how hard he works for our family, how hard he puts in that. These are things, this is real life. This is what they said. They never said any. The three people who talked about their dad, those were the things that they said. It's like, I just see how hard he's working for us, and I respect that out of him. That's what they said. And
Okay.
I'm not lying.
I will say this. I will say this. Prior to my I was a workaholic type of person. Whatever I was gonna do, I was gonna work my hardest, and all I could see is the goal. Like video games, I'm just trying to get the highest score, the most achievements, right? And one of my guys was like, "You gonna go to Miami with me?" And this right before my daughter was born. I'm like, "Yeah, I'll probably be able to go. It'll probably be like 30 days out from the baby." He was like, "All right, cool." The people at the job told me, they like, "You're not gonna want to go nowhere when the kids come." I'm like, "Not me. I'm gonna still get out here and live my life." What you mean, bro? You know how we get. Next thing you know, I don't want to go nowhere. Like I'm with my family as much as I possibly can. I'm stationary as far as I'm concerned because my priorities shift, and you don't know until you know. Like you don't know how much your parents love you until you have kids and you look at your kids. And then you're like, damn, they really do got a lot of love for me. And it's just different. So I can't fault him for feeling that way. He may still be able to
Well, he
remain.
doesn't have children yet. So you
You
said
have
that
kids,
he doesn't
it's
have
different.
kids, so he's at a different time in his life. So when kids go into play, maybe that's something he'll experience with the children. But at this moment, he doesn't have children.
Yeah.
And that's why I say this is the time for him to go hard. And especially if he has a wife that is understanding of that, and maybe she has her own thing going on too. This is the time that they can do that. But I think, like you said, once the children come, that it should be a shift because they
but
need
we,
both
we also,
parents.
but we also got to realize we're talking about the average people, though. Y'all talking about people who's above average. The average
What,
person,
JB?
they go.
No, I'm not. I'm talking about average people because I'm not going to lie. For women,
Let me
for
finish. Let me
women,
finish.
a lot of times we are pushing our men to get us things that we want in terms of, I want a house, I want X, Y, and Z. So even if it's an average person, that average person is going to have to put in more work to get more money to get those things for the family.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But you talk about being a problem when you spend it. That's what the mother is for. The mother is supposed to be the one reinforcing why the father's doing what he's doing, right? That's what her job is. If not, then what is her job? What
Her
is she
job can
doing?
tell it, but it doesn't replace you.
I
That's the
understand.
thing. I can tell your dad is out working hard for us. You see this house that he got this for us. That feels good, and that's good for me to tell, but it's not going to replace your presence and influence that that child needs.
I
You
understand.
are important
I
to
understand
be
that.
there.
But what I'm saying is the quality of time is not going to be there like y'all think. I'm not going to have the opportunity to spend 4 or 5 hours a day with my son or my daughter or my child. You're just not, right?
Crazy though. Do you hear that? Like if you really just stop
But
and
now
think
your
about
divorce situation is making it a little bit more
Let me say this. Let me say this. 8 hours a day, because I got school age kids. I don't know about y'all. 8 hours a day, they're in school. Now, to me, that's too much, but that's the school system, and that's what it is. So 8 hours a day, they're in school. You're sleeping for 8 hours, 7 to 8 hours, right? That's 16 hours already gone. You only got 8 more hours to deal. What are we doing?
Well, that's my point. If you're working your eight, if you're prioritizing your family, the kids are in school 8 hours a day. Typically, the work, the job, your job is kind of around like either that 9 to 5 or 8 to 3, like however that works for you. It's kind of set up around the school system a little bit. So by the time the kids get out of school, you may have 2 hours of work left at 5, let's say at 5 o'clock. Hold on.
If it's
Just
9
hear
to
me
5.
out. Hold on. Just hear me out. So if you're working 8 hours, the kids are in school 8 hours. I know it may not line up exactly, right? You might get out at 5, they may get out at 3, right? So they're in daycare for that time until you're able to get off and pick them up. Then they get home. What I'm trying to say is after you leave your job, you know, you clock in, you know, your hours are from 8 to, 9 to 5.
Let's just find out what the situation is.
At
Maybe
5 o'clock, you
situation.
need to be headed home is what I'm saying. You don't need to be sitting there saying, let me get more billable hours so I can make more money and do these things for my family. What I'm saying is clock out when you're supposed to leave, and then you'll have that time with your family. So you can
not everybody's working that job where they're getting $80,000 to $90,000 without doing no overtime. That's not what people doing. I don't, like I said.
That's my point.
I think that's how your wife does that.
I agree. That was my point.
Okay, well, let me finish now. Our school hours for high school, I'm saying high school and middle school, it goes from 7:45 to 2:30. So now they're out of school from that time on, right? If your kids are in activities, after school activities, it may be another hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, right? So now you run into the 5 o'clock hour. They still have homework to do. They still have their own obligations they have. My son has homework every night. Every night, not even on weekends, he has a book he has to read or some type of report he has to do. Now, I know every school is not like it, but his is, giving him my example. So now he still has to do it. So he's going to spend about an hour and a half, 2 hours a night doing homework. So where's that time? I got to eat. Either I'm there helping him, or his mother's helping him, or she's cooking, or I'm cooking. Something's got to be done. And then that's not include for anything that may need to be done around the home that the wife has asked me to do.
But that's time. You're in the house. That's my point. You're not
in the house, but you're not spending time with your child. You're just present in the home. So there's a difference.
Helping with their homework is being present, though.
Exactly.
I understand, but not all. Let me again. You may not always be the one who could help him with all. What if it's an assignment you just don't know?
Right.
Right.
So
somebody in the family is weak at math. Man, I can't really help him, but I can help him with his English and science and the social studies. But math is my weak subject. So now you're not involved in that, right? So you're not spending the time you should be spending with them.
Because that's why that's where those work hours come in. Because now you can get a tutor for your kid and keep it moving.
But you're not spending time with your kid though, right?
It's crazy
less time, but you only have a possible 8-hour window before that and bedtime for your kids. Yet you're gonna have to find some time not only spend time with your kids, and if you have multiple kids, now you got multiple times you gotta spend with the kids. Then you gotta find some time with your significant other, because best believe she's not gonna let you go without spending some time with her.
And more than likely, it's not 8 hours, to be honest.
Yeah. So that's
to be realistic. More than likely, you don't have. Look, I got your point, but I'm bringing it home. A lot of times, it's not even 8 hours in the evening. It's just not realistic.